We come to you today because we wanted to tell you about our coworker, Carmella. She is a wonderful person, and we wanted to tell you some of the things that we go through with her. She is the most inspirational person we know. And she was diagnosed in 2011, 4 years ago, at age 39, with stage 4 breast cancer. Her children were smaller at the time, so all they have ever seen for the last 6 years is their mom battle this horrible disease. She has been through so much, but yet she always has a smile on her face. She always has a great attitude. You never hear her complain. You never hear anything negative come out of her mouth. She's always at work every chance she can, always worrying about making sure that everything is done here. And if you want to hear about her problems, you have to ask, because she won't volunteer the information, even though it's really a tough thing for her to go through. We have recently just realized the amount of financial difficulty she is under, so we wanted to tell you some of the things about that and what she's going through. So, Susan.
Well, she has to travel to Chicago, which I talked to her shortly a while ago, and it was 11 hours one way. And that's where she has to go for her treatments, because the treatment they give her has to be done there. Like many people, she doesn't have a very dependable car, so her expenses when she goes at least once a month, and now it's around twice a month. She has to rent a car, she has to pay for a hotel, food, gas, and of course then she has $500 a month that she pays for insurance on top of this. She works with us, she homeschools her children and takes care of everything at home, and there's just not enough resources, to pay the insurance bills that she needs to pay. And so we're asking, anyone that can help, we would really appreciate it. Initially it was in her bones and her lymph nodes, and it has spread to her skeletal system, her liver, her thyroid, and more lymph nodes. So she's starting new treatments this week, and she's going to have to travel frequently.
She's starting yet another chemo treatment. She has been through so much, countless chemo treatments. She's lost her hair several times. She'll probably start losing it again this week. She has had to go to Chicago so much, her insurance will not pay for her to go to her treatment if she goes anywhere closer. So she has to travel to Chicago, and every time her medicine stops working and they have to change it, she has to start up again with a new treatment plan. Here lately, she's been going every 2 weeks for a couple days to Chicago. Every trip, scrimping, cost her at least $400 to $500. That's not eating out. That's not a fancy hotel room. That is the bare minimum that she can do. In the meantime, it's time away from her children and her family, but she's got to do that to survive and to keep going a little longer. Her children, all they've ever known is their mom's sick, and so, but yet she tries to hide it from them so they don't have to deal with her sickness, and that she is creating memories and different things with her family. And so we just hate that she is so stressed over money right now. They have exhausted all of their all their finances. They opened up special cards just to help pay for the expenses that this entails, and they're maxed out, and we just want to be able to help her. She doesn't complain, but we want to be able to do anything we can to help.
We want her to concentrate on getting better and not have to worry about that, and just be able to spend time with her family and take care of them and just be happy while she can.
Yes.
Hello. I've had the privilege of working with Carmella for the last 5.5 years, and you won't find anybody braver than she has been through this cancer battle that she's gone through. It's always been a struggle, but she's always maintained a cheery attitude. As a matter of fact, she can even cheer us up. Recently, after all these years, she's had a change in insurance policies, and she's going to have to brunt all the costs it's taken her to go back and forth to Chicago, and such a hardship on her and her family, and they don't know how they're going to do it from month to month, let alone day by day. She is probably the only person I know that is so worthy of some assistance of some way, and we all need to somehow support her and help her through this battle, because like I said, you'll just never find a nicer person, kinder person than Carmella is, and we all want to see her at her best. Thank you.
I met Carmella in 2010, and she was going to Crowder College to extend her education into computer systems and working, and she was so excited about that. And while she was doing the program and internship was when she got the news that she had been diagnosed with breast cancer, and I believe none of it was ever in her family, so it was pretty much a shock to everyone. And so this caused her, with the expenses, she was working on her job here and doing her school, and she was then had to quit going to school because she had to focus on money in order to pay for her expenses. And then the long hours and the time that she was putting into her job, it was not helping her with her healing. So she had to take the time away from work in order to try to focus on getting better and taking out the stressors in her life. And she's always been about trying to help others and putting herself second and making sure everybody else is taken care of. And so that is where we all want to come together and give back to her, where she has given so much to us. And there's no amount of time or money that we could even give to repay her for the things that she's done for us and that she didn't have to do. And so we want to find any way that we can give back to her and give her some sort of peace in her life and what she has there, because she will not talk about it. She keeps it to herself and hides the pain where nobody else has to see it. But we understand. We don't understand, but we know that this is a long journey, and we don't want to see her go about going through it alone.
So please, anything you can do to help would be appreciated, and she would appreciate anything, and so would we. Thank you.
We would like you to meet her, this inspirational person that we keep talking about. She is so wonderful. This is kind of a secret. We don't want her to know we are asking for money. So we are just going to go get her. She's in her office, and we're going to bring her in here just so you can meet her, and we'll ask her a couple questions about what she's going through. So if you'll hold on just a moment, we will go get her.
Look at that.
This is Carmella. This is who we have been speaking of and we think so highly of. And without her, a lot of our
We would be in
jobs,
trouble.
yeah, she does so much for us.
She's the glue that holds us all together and this whole office together. We adore her.
Yes. So smart. So,
Just tell them about yourself, your family.
your husband, what?
Well, I have 2 children. They will be 14 and 16 this year. And
Been
my
married
husband,
for how long?
oh gosh, don't ask me
Forever?
about that. We've been married 17 years.
17 years.
Yes.
And you live on a farm?
Mm-hmm.
How many acres?
We have 60 acres.
And so when you're trying to take care of the trips and things like that with your situation, who takes care of the farm while you're gone?
My dad.
Your dad. So it basically takes all the family to pull together
Yes.
to help you with everything.
Mhm.
And so the preparation that you have before you take your trip, between working, going home, and trying to prepare for your trip, what kind of hours are involved there?
This week is a perfect example, because I leave Wednesday. Like tonight, I go home, of course, you do laundry, so you have something to wear. And I take my son to guitar practice, I go back home. Tomorrow, I come to work. At 5 o'clock, I have to come into town to pick up the rental car to drive to Chicago. And at the same time, my daughter has a lesson, so my father takes my daughter to her lesson. I have to go pick my mother-in-law up, because she stays with us while I'm gone to watch the kids. She's 80-something, and she watches the kids, but she can't take care of the farm and the fire and stuff. So my dad will come out Wednesday, check the wood stove.
And how far is it between your home and your father's home?
17 miles or so.
And you homeschool also, right?
Yes, I homeschool also.
And so while you're going with the homeschooling, did the kids kind of take that on knowing what they need to do, or were you pre-planned lessons?
Yes, yesterday I spent probably an hour and a half getting everything ready for this week for them to do. And what they can't do, we will do when I get home.
Okay. And it's basically everything is, so that's how many hours, and countless hours, and then before you even leave for your trip, and then once you leave, how many hours on the road?
We will leave Wednesday morning, probably around 5, so that we can get there before dark. I'm gonna say 10 and a half to 11 hours on the road Wednesday.
And
My appointments will be all day Thursday.
And this is very exhausting, the trip.
Oh, yeah.
So when you get there, you're very exhausted.
Mhm.
And so trying to eat while you're out and trying to eat healthy while you're on the trip, how do you accommodate for that?
We actually take stuff because financially it costs too much to eat every meal out. So we will go to Walmart. Tuesday night I'll go get groceries in between picking the car up and picking my mother-in-law up and picking my daughter up from her lessons. And I'll pick up some groceries and we'll take stuff with us in a cooler. And when we get up there, the center used to have discounted meals and stuff for patients. But once you're on certain insurance programs, you can't do that. They can't help you with that kind of stuff anymore. And they've completely done away with the discounted meals for everybody.
And it would be nice, because there is a cancer treatment center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was, right?
Yes.
Which would be nice to have that closer, but
Yes.
you're unable to go there due to insurance.
Yes, because of my husband's insurance.
And so you were forced to basically go to Chicago
Yes.
in this situation, so which makes things that much more expensive
Yes, and
instead of being next door.
I can't go to local cancer centers because they don't have the ability to give me they're not experimental drugs, but they're not approved for my type of cancer drugs. So,
You're also experiencing quite a few side effects from the chemo and stuff like that, like your body's not producing blood like it should. You're
no,
continuing.
about once a month I have to get blood. I usually get about 3 units of blood once a month.
Once a month.
Once a month.
Because you start getting anemic.
Yes, I am anemic. It's my blood count. When it gets down, they try to catch it, but the lowest it's been so far, 6.6, I think is the lowest I've gotten so far.
And when you come into work, you never show that you're tired. You always have a smile on your face. You cover it very well. And so,
life.
and so you're, I'm sure, tired. I'm sure it's draining through the week trying to take care of this, take care of you, and everything. So.
Well, we appreciate you and
Thanks for coming in and talking to us for a
putting me
few
on the
minutes.
spot.
Oh, that's okay. We just wanted to ask you a few questions. So we just want you to know how much we appreciate you, and we really do. Like, we don't say it enough, but we do appreciate you and everything you do for us. You really are the glue that holds the office together. There's no doubt. So,
Thank you.
so anyways, we just want you to get better, so, and
We love you.
have a good trip. So,
Have a safe trip, yes, for sure.
all right, thank Okay, Carmella is out of the room now, so we just wanted to say thank you for watching this video. Now that you've met this wonderful human being, we just really ask for your help to help her. You can see she's a wonderful person, an inspiration to everyone who knows her, her children, her family. She's a great role model, a great person, and we ask for your help, and we sincerely thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.